Just got my strawberry plants planted using the cinder blocks. Got a couple annuals. This is going to be another bed. Just did this today. Gonna rake this out and do perennials in there. Got a couple other beds over there.
Here's Starry Hilder
And
today. She is in her Back to Eden garden again. And yes, I am really excited because I am continuing my Back to Eden garden series for all of you people at home who are new to this type of gardening. Now, proof is in the pudding. 3 years I have been making videos with this Back to Eden garden method, and God has richly blessed me, and so has the creator, which is Paul. I'm gonna slaughter his name. I'm sorry, Paul. It's Goshi, I believe. He was the guy who, listened to the creator and created the Back to Eden garden method. And he shared it with millions and millions of people, and he also shared it with me because I found him on YouTube, and we have been doing it ever since. And the proof is in the pudding because we've got such a beautifully, beautifully blessed garden. So today what I'm going to be talking about is wood chips. How to find them. How to find some type of cover for that Back to Eden garden. Because that's what it starts with. Number one, your cover. And then I want you guys to be watching because I'm going to have a number 2 after that, which is going to be progressing down the line with walking you guys through how do you start a Back to Eden garden. What do I do if I can't find wood chips? What do I do? What if I do if I've got clay soil or sandy soil? What do you do? Well, that's why Starry Hilder's here. So come along and we'll get started on our number 1 video with the tips on how to get started in the Back to Eden. Okay, so number 1, where do you get wood chips? All right, I'm going to tell you. This is what we did. We called up the county. Number 1, because what do? They chip the trees up alongside the highways and the roadways. So call them up. If you see them chipping, stop them and ask them. Say, hey, what are you doing with those wood chips? The other second resource is tree services. So many people live in areas where there are tree services, and what do? They make wood chips. So ask them. Sometimes they just want to dump that stuff off and get rid of it. And then thirdly, and this is another good place to go too, we go to our local landfill recycling center. People dump this stuff
Okay, and
off.
if the
landfill doesn't work out, you can be creative. Me and my husband drove all the county roads looking for where the guys were logging. Yeah, they were logging. And what do they leave when they're done logging? They leave free wood chips. So there's a little bit of effort to that, but we did get a couple truckloads of free wood chips, and that was like prime stuff. So you do sometimes have to think outside the box when it comes to finding these wood chips. And the other thing also, if you can't find wood chips, don't panic, because the whole concept of the Back to Eden garden method is cover, 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 which means organic cover. So it doesn't make any difference if it's leaves or grass or needles or straw. All of that is organic. You can use that too. So yes, the original started with wood chips, and that's kind of what we stick with. But when we find leaves and we find grass clippings, oh yeah, we hit the jackpot. Grab that stuff. That makes great cover to start your Back to Eden garden. Okay, so I hope that explained some of that, what do I do
But the
about
next
the wood
step
chips is, how then does the Back to Eden method work after you get your wood chips or your ground cover? Well, you see we have beds on each side here, and they're beautiful beds. Let's see if I can scan over there. There's a bed, very thick, very high, and I'm going to scan over here. There's a bed, very thick, very high. Okay, now, so you will also see where we walk, the floor of our garden. Yes, we threw down wood chips. Did we layer or do anything with the compost? No, we did not. We just simply threw down the wood chips. And did we have expectations of soil suddenly like growing like a vegetable? No, we didn't have expectations of that because there is a method to the Back to Eden garden. So let me show you what we have underneath. Okay, so I'm going to push this away, and you can see how the wood chips are actually, look at that, they are actually breaking down, but are they creating soil underneath? Look at that. Oh no. Oh darn it. This looks like the same clay soil we just started with 3 years ago. So you see, people, this is the point that I'm trying to make. Throwing down wood chips on just your soil, be it sandy soil, be it clay soil, is not going to create a Back to Eden garden, okay? So forget that. Just remember, there's more to this method. There is layering, and layering is what happens in the hardwood forest when the leaves fall and the needles fall, and it creates beautiful enriched soil by what? Layering. So my next video is going to be addressing how to layer, how to create that layer effect so you can have a Back to Eden garden, just like Starry Hilder. Okay, so this is the end of the first part 1, and watch for part 2. It's coming up very soon, and visit my website because I have a couple blogs on there talking about the Back to Eden garden method and all my other homesteading stuff. So don't forget to visit www.offgridevolution.com. All right, and until then, God bless, and go find yourself some wood chips or some type of organic cover, and then come on back, okay?